is going on, everybody? Welcome to the Freedom Fire Podcast, where we want to stoke the flames of freedom every single day. My name is Kendall Bowman, and guys, the kids are fed up. The children of this nation are quite fed up with the whole pride agenda that is wishing to indoctrinate them and to force upon them an ideology and an agenda that they themselves do not agree with. And we got this example right here. I want to share with you this video. School officials are in panic mode over kids revolting against Pride Day. Kids refuse to wear colors, and some even chanted that their pronouns are USA. You'll love to see it. Let's watch.
Displays of intolerance and homophobia are unacceptable.
This type of intolerant rhetoric starts in the home.
Parents angry at town hall over intolerance at Marshall Simons Middle School. Kids were asked to wear rainbow clothes in honor of Pride Spirit Day, but some organized a counter-protest wearing red, white, and blue or black. The principal sharing a statement to families that Pride posters were ripped down, stickers ripped up. Some students chanted USA are my pronouns, and students showing pride were intimidated.
It was an unruly disruption, in fact, that was organized ahead of time.
While some parents were upset, others say it was overblown.
Some of the kids threw the stickers on the ground. But, I can only speak for my daughter. She didn't want to wear that to school. It's not that she wanted to hurt anybody's feelings.
She says her daughter felt coerced to participate in the Pride event and was offended by some of the messages, like this quote from Tennessee Williams.
Human heart cannot be straight. It is curves and winds. And my daughter just kind of said, Mom, that's offensive to me, who I am straight.
Boom. That is an absolute slap to the face of all of these people who are wishing to indoctrinate our children, and I absolutely 100% love it. These kids that organized this counter-protest or organized this protest to this disgusting Pride Day that this school is wishing to put on it's phenomenal. It's phenomenal. And it shows that parents are not giving up. It shows that these kids are not giving up. It shows that these kids are done, man. They're done. Kids, teenagers especially, are just naturally rebellious against people who they deem as authoritarian. So what should that tell you about this pride agenda? It's naturally authoritarian, and these teenagers are saying, why? That's all they're saying. They're saying, why? Give me a reason why I, as a straight teenage male, I'm not talking about myself, but put yourself in the shoes of one of these teenagers. Why should I, as a straight teenage male, support this? Why should I, as a straight teenage female, support this? Why? Why? Give them a reason. And then, of course, as soon as they ask that question, they're lambasted with, oh, you're a bigot, you're a fascist, you're a homophobe, you're a transphobe. It's like, what? All I asked for was a reason. You can't give me one. And in fact, not only did you not give me one, but now you're freaking, treating me like I'm street trash, all because I asked some questions. The kids are done, man. These kids are absolutely fed up, especially in areas in the South and in more conservative areas. They're done, man. And these officials, these school officials that have the audacity to have a school parent meeting about this. It starts in the home. Intolerance starts in the home. No. Actually, it doesn't. It doesn't start in the home. Because you want to know where those kids are for 8 hours of the day? They're not at home. They're at school. So you don't get to claim that, intolerance starts at the home. No. You're the one that's around them for the majority of the day. What are you teaching them? Oh, that's right. Intolerance. Anything that is against the pride agenda, they will attack it. They will go against it. And they will push back on it. That's exactly what's happening to these kids right now at this meeting. No, back in my day, I'm only I say that and it sounds like I'm in my late 50s, but I'm only 25, and I graduated high school in 2017, and back then, if a school had something like this, had an event like this, where they said, okay, we're gonna wear certain stuff to school, and we're gonna do little events and everything, and that stuff was always optional, always. 100% of the time when I was growing up, that stuff was always optional. But now, if you do not comply, not only will you end up in the news, but you'll have an entire parent meeting where the entire school is told that they need to come and we need to talk about your intolerance. No, how about we have a conversation about how you're wishing to force homosexuality and transgenderism onto children? How about that? How about we have a conversation about that? That seems like the much more important conversation that we should be having. And these kids are having that conversation. They're talking amongst themselves. They're talking to their parents about these things. They're organizing protests, and they're pushing back against the agenda. And the pride authoritarians cannot stand it. They can't have it. The pride authoritarians who wish to indoctrinate your kids, they just can't stand the fact that the kids that they wish to indoctrinate refuse to be indoctrinated and are pushing back against their evil agenda. Because you have to understand, these authoritarians think, well, many of them are doing this because they're evil. But I would say that the majority of them are doing it because they truly believe that this pride agenda is true. It's right. It's the way that our society should go. And so when these children push back and tell them, no, you're an idiot, they lose their minds. They lose their minds. They can't handle it. Many of the people on the left, let's be honest, there's actually been multiple studies about this. Multiple people on the left are spoiled children anyways. Many of these people that grew up on the left are spoiled imbeciles anyways, who have never been told no a day in their life. So what do you think is going to happen when a child tells them, hey, no, I'm not supporting this. I'm not supporting your agenda. Get the frick away from me. They're going to lose their minds. I believe, personally, many of these children are going to start seeing suspensions. In my opinion. There's just the gay agenda, the trans agenda, the LGBTQ agenda. It cannot be denied. We have to push forward against the fascist children? Fascist children? Really? Huh? Are we sure about that? Okay. I'm not seeing. You're the one that's trying to force a child to wear a rainbow shirt. All they're saying is, no, I don't want to wear that shirt. I don't want to wear those clothes. I will not wear the sticker. And they're the fascists for not wearing a sticker? For throwing a sticker on the floor? For tearing down a poster? Really? Maybe if you didn't force something on them, they might be a little bit more receptive to it, but I won't give you any ideas. Guys, this is a phenomenal thing to be seeing. Phenomenal. My question to you guys is are we as adults, are we as parents in this nation, are we going to be the ones that allow children to lead this revolt against an authoritarian agenda? Are we going to be the ones that allow children to lead, or are we going to finally stand up and start leading from the front? Are we going to start finally standing up and saying, no, children, thank you so much for everything that you're doing. We appreciate it. We want you to keep doing that. We want you to keep pushing back against evil pedophile adults who try to indoctrinate you sexually. Obviously, we want children to continue doing that. But we're going to take more of a stand alongside you. Parents are going to start standing up. Adults are going to start standing up so that we don't leave the responsibility of revolting against an evil agenda to children. Because let's be honest, children shouldn't have ever had to face this. The minute that this agenda started trying to started trying to get a hold of people in this nation, we should have nipped it in the bud immediately. But we didn't. And here we are. It's in our schools, and now our children are having to lead this fight. My question to you is, are we going to stand up? Are we going to stand up and push back against the evil authoritarians who wish to take over this country? And here is a perfect chance, a perfect opportunity to do so. From Fox News, Grassley, Burisma executive who allegedly paid Biden, has audio recordings of conversations with Joe and Hunter. Now, this story, I believe, it's 2 days old. It's not too old, but I felt like this was something that was extremely important to talk about. Let's read. Biden was allegedly paid $5 million by a high-level Burisma executive as part of a bribery scheme. Now, if you are not caught up on this situation, let me explain. There is a video on the interwebs right now. You can go find it on YouTube right now. Where Joe Biden, back whenever he was vice president under Barack Obama, Joe Biden was at an event. I forget what the event was called, but he was at an event where he was, how can I say this? He was, he was explaining to a group, he was boasting a little bit about how he had gotten a certain a certain man in Ukraine fired from his job, an investigator. There was a investigator who was investigating a company called Burisma. Burisma is an oil company. Joe Biden's son, Hunter Biden, was sitting on the board of Burisma. Why was he sitting on the board of a Ukrainian oil company? The world may never know. However, we do know, now at least, this is according to FBI documentation, as well as, maybe some alleged recordings that we do hope get released here pretty soon. Oh, I can't wait. That's gonna be amazing. Oh, it's gonna be fun. The field day that this country's gonna have then. Guys, where was I? Joe Biden was at this event boasting about how he had personally gotten this man fired. Well, now we are seeing that the board of Burisma paid him $5 million. $5 million in order to do this. So, Joe Biden says he goes to this he goes to the officials in Ukraine and he says, "You're going to fire this prosecutor or you're not getting $1 billion." By the way, that $1 billion had already been pledged to Ukraine by Congress, which Joe Biden at that time, who was vice president, not even the president, has the authority to take that money away because Congress is the one who had given it to them. At that point, the president or the vice president has zero power to stop that money from going to Ukraine. However, Joe Biden decided he was going to go and he was going to, at the behest of a $5 million bribe from Burisma, Joe Biden went to Ukraine and said, well, you're going to fire the prosecutor or you're not getting the $1 billion. And they said, you can't do that. That money was given to us by Congress. Joe Biden said, call the president. See what he says. He said, I'm leaving in about a few hours, and if the prosecutor's not fired, you're not getting the $1 billion. Well, son of a prosecutor got fired. Guys, go watch that video, because there's many of you in this country who might not know that that video happened. Go watch that video. Go look up, Joe Biden prosecutor fired. Joe Biden gets prosecutor fired in Ukraine. Whatever. So go look that up. It's absolutely insane that he's literally talking about a quid pro quo, for one, which is illegal. And now we know that the reason why he did that was because he was paid a $5 million bribe. Oh, man. My question is, where else has he gotten bribes from? Where else has Joe Biden gotten bribes from? Could he possibly have gotten bribes from China? Where else? I don't know. But guys, this is the opportunity. This is an incredible opportunity for adults to stand up and say, hey, we're done with this. We're done with the corruption. We're done with the garbage. We're done with the agendas. We're done with the authoritarianism. We're done. It's over. The way that you do that is by standing up and saying, okay, we're going to organize. We're going to start calling our representatives. And we're going to start saying, okay, either you do something to stop this authoritarian in Joe Biden, stop this evil regime. Either you do that or we're done. Everybody gets primaried in the next election. Everybody. But let's read. Senator Chuck Grassley said Monday that the Burisma executive who allegedly paid Joe Biden and Hunter Biden kept 17 audio recordings of his conversations with them as an insurance policy, citing the FBI FD 1023 form that the Bureau briefed congressional lawmakers on. Grassley, a Republican from Iowa, revealed from the Senate floor Monday what was said to be a redacted reference in the FBI-generated FD 1023 form alleging a criminal bribery scheme between then Vice President Joe Biden and a foreign national that involved influence over U.S. policy decisions. Fox News Digital exclusively reported on the contents of the form last week. The FD 1023 form dated June 30th, 2020 is the FBI's interview with a highly credible, confidential source who detailed multiple meetings and conversations he or she had with a top Burisma executive over the course of several years. Starting in 2015, Fox News Digital has not seen the form, which is redacted, but it was described by several sources who are aware of its contents. Grassley said the FD 1023 has a redacted reference that the Burisma executive possesses 15 audio recordings of phone calls between himself and Hunter Biden. Guys, every single one of you, every single one of us needs to be contacting our representatives and saying, look, either this gets released to the public or everybody gets primaried. Everybody loses their job in the next election if this doesn't get released. Everybody. We don't care how good you've done. We don't care. We don't care what great policies you've passed that have helped the American people. Keeping this from the public is nothing but corrupt. And if you do a single thing that is corrupt, you're gone. That should be our standard for these officials. That should be our standard for these politicians. You do one corrupt thing, you're done. Period. That is the standard that we as American people should have for our politicians. You're corrupt, your career's over. And if you do something corrupt, we will possibly be pursuing charges against you, depending on the level of corruption. That should be the standard. But yet, here we are. Our government just filled with corruption, taking bribes from foreign nationals. Guys, we got to stand up and do better. We have to lead from the front. No more letting the kids take over. We got to wake up and we got to fight back. We have to be the ones that puts an end to this garbage. And it's an everyday thing. We put ourselves in this situation by allowing scum like this to be in office in the first place. I'm sorry. Joe Biden is garbage. The people that are controlling him, also garbage. I mean, my goodness, Joe Biden back in the 1960s voted against desegregation in this country. He said on the congressional floor that he didn't want his kids being in a racial jungle. Yeah, that's your president, guys. That's your president. How do you feel? How do you feel? You feel good about that? You feel good about having a racist in the White House? Feel good about that? He also gave a speech at a KKK member's funeral, calling him a good man. You feel good about that? That's your president. It's your president right there. You feel good? I don't. I don't feel good about having a racist in the White House. I don't feel good about having a corrupt president that takes bribes from foreign nationals. I don't feel good about having a president where all it takes him to get what other people want is just paying him a couple $1 million. Oh, just pay him a couple $1 million. He'll do whatever you want. What else has Joe Biden done at the behest of foreign nationals for a little money? Just for a little money. What else has he done? What other extremes has he gone to? I don't know, man. But we have to push back. We have to lead the revolt against this type of corruption. It's up to us, man. It's up to us. All right, I'm going to leave it there, guys. I will have another episode coming for you guys on Friday. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, leave a comment down in the comment section, and share the show with your friends. It really helps us here in the YouTube and Rumble algorithms, helps us to grow this channel and get the word out about stories like this. Make sure you follow me on all the socials down in the description and hit that notification bell so that you can be notified whenever we put out new videos on Rumble, YouTube, and Twitter. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.